Hello, welcome back everyone. It's Professor Gray here, and it's time for week 11 of our course. Can you believe it? It is already week 11. Time flies. All right, let's get right into it. Well, actually, if you got the email this morning, please note that the university, every semester, the university has a standardized freshman English exam for all students. Now, they have made a time and a place that you must come on that day. So June 4th, it's a Friday at 6:30 p.m. I will tell you soon about the room. Each class will be in a different room, but anyway, we'll take care of that later. But 6:30 p.m. for the 1 hour freshman English final exam here at the university. You must come to the university at that time. Don't worry, there will be, everybody will be distanced and wearing masks, and there will be, sanitizer and everything. It's very safe. We've done it before during the COVID era. So please make plans to come Friday, June 4th to the exam. And I'll have a chance to see all of you at least once, which would make me very happy too this semester. Okay, again, it's university-wide. All classes, all students, same time, same day. Your homework was, as always, a really good effort by many of you. Page 125, why did they call him a salesman of death? You know, obviously dynamite is deadly, dangerous, people get killed, get hurt. It's bad for the environment, and some of what they build, tunnels, bridges, railroads, are used by the military in war. The military uses dynamite also to bomb the enemy. And a few of you pointed out very interestingly that the writer was using maybe words to excite people. We call that sensationalizing the news. To sensationalize means to make something more exciting, even though maybe it's not. So, people go, salesman of death. It attracts attention to the story and people buy the newspaper, that kind of thing. Number 3, why would he give these prizes? Sure, a lot of you said to motivate people, to inspire people, to encourage people. He wanted to leave a good legacy. He wanted people to think he was a good person, not a bad person. He had no children. He had no family to leave his money to. This was a big reason, and a lot of you mentioned that. He wanted to be remembered in a positive way, and he wanted other scientists, all young scientists, but all scientists, he wanted them to have a positive experience. He had a negative experience. He invented something to help people, but many people saw him and his invention as negative. He didn't want other scientists to have this negative reaction. He wanted them to get a positive reaction, an award, be recognized for their hard work. All right, good work. Let's get back to the homework from chapter 10. Okay, being on time, a cultural difference. Dictionary skills. D, page 138. Please look at page 138. To react, the professor gave American and Brazilian students an example and asked them how they would react, how they would, 1, speak or move when something happens. Number 1, definition 1 here. It's not a chemical reaction, and it's not to act differently. It's just what they say, how they react, how they move, what they would do, what they would think. A, the professor gave American and Brazilian students an example and asked them how they would respond, what they would say in this situation, how they would feel, response. Discover means to learn or to find out. To find out means to realize, to notice, to understand something. An American professor discovered this difference while teaching a class in a Brazilian university. one. He learned this. He noticed, he realized, he understood this difference. He found out this difference. And C, number 2C, found out this difference while teaching the class. Found out, number 1, to learn, to find out, and to discover, find out, C. E, word forms. In English, verbs change to nouns in several ways. Some verbs become nouns by adding the suffix ation. For example, combine verb becomes combination, noun. Complete each sentence with the correct form of the words on the left. Use the correct tense of the verb in either the affirmative or negative, positive or negative, singular, plural of the noun. Number 1, next year, a big film company. Next year is future. You must use future. Will adapt. Or you could say is going to adapt. Okay, but I like will adapt. Must be a future tense. And the adaptation, noun. Number 2, Chris is studying for a degree in interpretation, noun. When he graduates, again, future, when. In the future, he will interpret, or he is going to interpret for an embassy. Number 3, most people have high expectations, plural. It must be plural. Have high expectations when they visit another country, more than one. You don't have one expectation, you have many high expectations. They don't expect to have a bad time, must be negative. Of course, you don't expect to have a bad time, you wouldn't go. They want to enjoy themselves, enjoy bad time, opposite. So they don't expect to have a bad time. Number 4, Susie is in the park now. You can say she is observing the behavior of pigeons, or you could say she observes. Either one is okay. Present tense. She records all her observations with an S. Must be plural. So, she is observing the behavior. Good. She observes the behavior. Okay. She records all plural, observations. S. Number 5, we needed an explanation, noun, of the difference between adjectives and adverbs. The teacher explained, ed. We needed, past tense. The teacher explained, past tense, ed. Part 2, some English verbs become nouns by adding the suffix ing. For example, feel, verb, feeling, noun. Complete each sentence with the correct form of the words on the left, positive or negative, singular, plural. Alan spelled, ed, several words incorrectly on his composition yesterday. Composition, paper. Your essay, your report, your paper. Right? Compose means write. A musical, like a composer, writes music. He has to check the noun, the spelling. Number 2, Andrew didn't understand anything yesterday. Didn't understand. However, his understanding will improve. However shows change. So his understanding will improve. Andrew didn't understand anything goes with the negative. Okay, Andrew understood anything? No. Anything is either question, did you understand anything? Or negative, I didn't understand anything. Here, negative. Andrew didn't understand anything. Number 3, please don't tell me the noun, the ending of the story. I want to guess how the story ends by myself. You can say ends, or you can say how it will end. Either one is okay here. How the story ends, how the story will end. Number 4, hi, hello, and how are you? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 are common greetings, S, in the US. Not greeting, greetings. Must be plural. Most people also greet each other, verb with a smile. Our department has 10 monthly, 10 is 1 or more than 1? Plural, meetings. Now, if you have 10 monthly meetings, something's wrong here. Monthly means every month. So we have 10 meetings every month. But there's not 10 months, there's 12 months. So 2 months are missing. We don't meet during May or December. Negative goes with or. We don't meet during 2 months because we have 10 monthly meetings. 2 months we don't. We don't meet in May or December. Tricky. How did you do? F, vocabulary, a suit and tie or appropriate clothes, appropriate, proper, correct, right. The right clothes to wear for a business meeting. Number 2, wearing shorts in a mosque is unacceptable. Mosque is a Islam gyohe, okay, Islamic church, and you can't wear shorts. You must wear long pants in a mosque. Number 3, prestige. Doctors have considerable prestige, high status. Number 4, Greg always greets people by smiling and saying hello, greets. Number 5, it was very rude of Martin to ask Mrs. Barnes her age. Number 5, rude. Number 6, being punctual for a job interview is important, of course. Being punctual, being on time. Number 7, adapt. Your eyes need a few moments to adjust, change, or adapt to the change in light. Number 8, it is very cold in Antarctica. In fact, it is the coldest place on Earth. Remember, in fact is followed by very interesting or special information. Not just information, but very, very surprising information. The coldest place on Earth. That's very special. Did you know Antarctica? Very interesting story here. Antarctica, ka is the land, the continent. Antarctic, is the region around the South Pole. The southern part of Earth is called Antarctica. The northern part, Antarctic. The northern part is the Arctic, the north, around the North Pole. There is no Arctica. There is no continent up in the north. So there's no Arctica. There's the Arctic, there's the Antarctic, and then there's the continent Antarctica. Do you know where this comes from? It's a very funny story. Arctic is an old Greek word, grisou, and it means bear, gom. Because 2 reasons, really. One, in the north, there's a bear, pukkom, right? In the south, there's no bear, namgkom, no such thing. So, Arctic and anti, no, Arctic. Arctic bear, Antarctic no bear. That's where it comes from. Number 9, she apologized. And number 10, I don't understand Mark's behavior. Okay, last thing for homework was the close quiz. Woo, it's a long one. I'll quickly go over the answers here. Number 1, punctual. Number 2, difference. Number 3, ended. Number 4, greeted. Number 5, rude. Number 6, behavior. Number 7, formal. Number 8, appointment. Number 9, hand, on the other hand. Number 10, contrast, in contrast. Number 11, nor, neither nor. Number 12, only, not only, but also only. Number 13, neither. Number 14, late. Person usually arrives late. And number 15, fact. In fact, Brazilians expect a person with status or prestige to arrive late. Number 15, fact. Number 16, status. Number 17, unacceptable, disrespectful and unacceptable. Number 18, misinterpret. The American may misinterpret the reason for the lateness. Misinterpret means misunderstand. Number 19, instead. And number 20, adapt. Adapt his own behavior. Now, the professor was able to adapt his own behavior. I wonder why. Why did he do that? Look at page 142, Beck Sashipi. G, critical thinking strategies. This is your homework for this week. G, page 142, number 1 and number 2. Number one, how do you think the professor adapted his behavior in Brazil? So what did he do? Okay, how? Not why, how? Give me two ideas. Two things you think the professor did to adapt his behavior. Actions. What did he do to change? Number two is why. Okay, number one is how. What actions did he do? And number two is why did he do it? Right? Again, two reasons. Number one, two examples, how, and number two, two reasons why. Why did he change his behavior? Why didn't he try to change the student's behavior? Well, he's the professor, so if he wants to make a rule, the students should follow it, right? I mean, the professor is in charge of the class, but he chose to follow their behavior. I'm sure he had a very good reason or reasons. So why? What were his reasons for doing that? Number one and number two, written homework by Thursday morning. Well, we're moving on. Chapter 11. We have only 2 more chapters to study this semester. Can you believe it? Seems like we just started. Time flies. Page 145. Bec Sashapo, Technology Competes for Family Time. 2 pictures here. They are very different photos. At the top, the smaller picture, you see a family of 4, mother, father, and 2 children. What are they doing? Oh, they're watching TV, aren't they? Yeah, they're all watching TV, but how are they doing it? They're doing it together as a family. How do they look? They look happy. They're smiling. All of them are smiling. They're having fun watching TV together as a family. Picture 2, not so happy. This is a daughter and a mother. They don't look happy at all. And there's technology there, but the technology is the computer, the notebook. It's separating them. See the difference? The TV is uniting them together, watching. The computer is separating the mother and the daughter. And the daughter has an earphone in, and so she's, I don't know, watching a video or listening to music maybe. And the mother wants to talk to her, and the mother doesn't look happy, and the daughter doesn't look happy. And she takes one earphone out, the other's in. So mom only gets one ear. This ear stays with the computer. No wonder mom is upset. See the difference? Happy family, unhappy family. Technology is competing for family time. All right. Let's go to page 146. Now I want you to read the story on page 146 and 147. And I want you to answer reading analysis A, numbers 1 through 10, page 147 to 149, and then stop. Okay? So right now, I don't know, I guess maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Try to finish in a reasonable amount of time. Read the story. I think you can do it in 10 minutes. Read the story and answer questions A, 1 through 10. Go ahead. When you're done, come back to the video and we'll go over the story together. Okay, let's see how we did. When the Johnson family bought their first computer several years ago, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson were thrilled, very, very happy, very excited that their children had access to so much information they could get. They had access to it means they could get it online through the internet. Now, though, they're not as excited anymore. Okay, notice when they bought the computer several years ago is opposite of now. Notice though. Though shows opposite. Though is like however. Now, however, mo mo mo. Now, though, mo mo mo. Opposite of when they bought it. They are not as excited anymore. So what is excited connect to? Thrilled. In the past, When they bought the computer, they were thrilled. Now, though, opposite, they are not as thrilled, not as excited anymore. Our family spends more time surfing the internet than communicating with each other, complains Mrs. Johnson. The Johnson family is not alone in this situation. It means they are not the only family with this situation. Many families all over the world have a similar situation. According to research by the Annenberg Center for the Digital Future at the University of Southern California, in 2006, 11% of Americans said they were spending less time with their families. Last year, the number almost tripled to 28%. It seems that as internet use becomes more popular, the amount of family time decreases, goes down. Many parents are concerned about this reduction, going down. Decrease means reduce or reduction in the time their families spend together, and Michael Gilbert agrees. He is a researcher at the Annenberg Center. Most people think of the internet and our digital future as boundless, unlimited. Boundless, no boundaries, no limits, unlimited. And I do too, Gilbert said. However, he added, it can't be a good thing that families are spending less face-to-face time together. As technology becomes more advanced, it often changes the ways that families interact. This is not a new concern. When televisions first became popular in the 1950s, parents worried that their children were watching too much TV. Too means negative, more than enough, and spending too little time talking with their parents. However, there is a significant difference, an important difference, key difference between these two activities. Watching TV can be done as a family, while surfing the internet is often a solitary activity. Solitary means alone. Solo, S-O-L-O, like singing solo, singing alone. Solitary, solo, alone. Furthermore, the internet isn't the only modern technology pushing families apart. Many children today have cell phones, although they help parents to keep track of their children, follow them, follow where they are. Cell phones also give children more privacy. Sometimes they have too much privacy. When I was a teenager, Mrs. Johnson says, my friends telephoned me at home. My parents always knew who was calling me. Yes, now we have, in the past you had TV. Just like the picture, families would watch TV together. Okay? Now there's computers. Computers are usually one person. Yeah, you play games and chat with another person on a computer, but they're not there. They're not with you. They're far away. Very different. Cell phone, private, solitary, alone. When I was a boy, we had one house phone, one phone for the whole house. And it was we had a rotary dial. You know, when you put your finger in and you, yeah, we had to do that when I was a kid. Then we got push button phones, and I thought, wow, that was so incredible. And then, of course, when I became an adult, cell phones were invented. But the house phone was for everyone, right? It was what we call a landline, right? Not cellular. And when the phone rang, you know, my mom would answer and she'd, hello, oh, okay, Ted, yeah, okay, who's calling, please? So everybody knew who the call was for, who was calling, and then I would talk, and everybody's looking at me. I had no privacy. I'm, trying to talk on the phone to my friend, and the family's kind of looking at me. No privacy at all. The phone was shared. So you see a big difference between the past and now. The technology improves, and as the technology improves, there's less human connection. From 2000 to 2005, people spent about 26 hours each month with their families. A few years later, that number dropped decreased to about 18 hours, a little over half. according to the Annenberg study. In addition to reduced, dropped, reduced, okay? Synonym. Drop, decrease, reduce, decrease. Face-to-face time among all family members, women say that they feel ignored by a family internet user. In fact, almost half say that they feel ignored by a family, sometimes or often ignored. In fact, plus special information, surprising information, almost half. While fewer than 40% of men feel this way. Gilbert said, people report spending less time with family members as social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace, a long time ago, are booming, doing well, exploding, or doing really, really well. Okay, to boom means to grow quickly, very fast and big. However, not all young people enjoy the new technology that allows them to be in contact with their friends around the clock, all day, all night. Around the clock means 24/7, all day, all night, every day. Stephen Cho, a college student, is one of them. Every summer he works at a camp in upstate New York. The camp has very little internet access. It's nice to get away from the internet for a few weeks every summer, says Stephen. I can relax and do other things like play music, read, or be with my friends. Although he spends a lot of time on the internet during the school year, he is happy to have a break from it. It gets very tiring. It makes me tired. Tiring means makes you tired. Tired means you are tired. I am tired, me, but the work is tiring. It makes me feel tired. Think of it like a movie. The actors are the action. You, watching the movie, receive the action. The movie is exciting. You, the audience, you are excited. The movie is boring. You are bored. Interesting, interested. It gets very tiring sometimes, he adds. The internet is here to stay, permanent. It's not going to disappear. And so are cell phones. How will families change in the future as technology competes with their time together? Well, it's a bit sad, but it's also a bit, it's true, it's a fact. When as technology improves, family time and people time tends to reduce, become less and less and less. Let's go over part A. The main idea A, family time decreases as technology increases, becomes more popular. A. Number 2, excited. We talked about this. Thrilled means excited. I explained this in the lecture. Number 3, A, 2, children spend too much time on the internet. And B, they are, 1, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. They are not as excited. Mother and father. Okay, the mother and father, husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson are not as excited. Number 4, the Johnson family is not alone in this situation means A, they're not the only family with this problem. Many families have the same or similar problem. Number 5A, reduction means become less, reduce, drop, decrease, 3. And B is also 3. Michael Gilbert is a technology researcher. Number 5, A3, B3. Number 6, unlimited. As I said, they are synonyms. Boundless means no boundary, no limits, unlimited. Number 7, A, significant difference is that just think of the two pictures. First picture, family is watching TV together as a family. Second picture, the daughter is using the computer alone. Okay? Not together with her mom. Number 8, C, solitary, alone. Number 9, A is 1, Stephen Cho. B is 2, the internet. C is 1, to get away from something. Take a break means get away. Stop doing it. Like pause. A1, B2, C1. And number 10, C, always. Here to stay means permanent, forever, always. People will always have cell phones and computers. Let's move on. Any questions? Send me an email and ask. I'm very happy to answer your questions. We'll do one more activity today as a class. B and C, page 150. This activity is like the one in chapter 10. B, fill in the chart with the information, answer the conclusion, write down the conclusion. Then use this information from B to fill in the blanks number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on page 151. Do not do the summary. No, skip. So B, fill in the chart. C, use the information in B that you write down. Use that information to answer the questions for part C. This probably will take about 10 minutes. You can look back at the story for the information. Try to finish in about 10 minutes and then come back and I will go through the answers with you. Go ahead. Okay, problem B. Problem. Families today do not spend a lot of time together. 1950s technology, TV, television, and home phone. Remember, we talked about a home phone. Television, home phone. Technology today, internet, cell phones. Okay, in the past, TV and home phone. Today, internet, cell phone. How it affected family time? Children watch TV instead of talking to the family, but family could watch TV together. How it affects family time today? Internet and cell phones are solitary and private. Okay, solitary and you can say private, privacy, more privacy, but those are the two key words. Solitary activities and more private, more privacy. Differences? Well, families could watch TV together and the house phone was shared. It was not private. Families shared TV, shared house phone. Today, results of the study from 2000 to 2005, the average was 26 hours per week. A few years later, 18 hours per week. Big drop, reduction. Conclusion, okay, basically, as technology goes up, family time goes down. Anything like that. Families spend less time together as technology improves. Any sort of thing. Any answer that shows technology up, family time down. C, number 1. Here, the answers are right there now. Okay? If you can read the story and organize the key points like B, then you can easily answer the questions like C. On a test, you get questions just like C, right? These are like test questions. Not B, C. But the information for C is in B. Organizing the key points. So what are the key points? How are they organized? Now you answer the questions easily. That's why we're doing these exercises. Number 1, TV and home phone. Number 2, internet, cell phone. Number 3, 1B, internet, cell phone. Number 2, they watch TV together. They shared a home phone. B, internet and cell phone are private and solitary. Again, those are the key words, private, solitary. Number 3, TV was shared with the family. Computers and cell phones are solitary, private. Number 4, the Annenberg study, reduction in family time. From 26 hours a month, reduced to 18 hours a month. Reduction, decrease. And number 5, what conclusion can we draw? What is the main point? When people spend less time with their family as technology improves. As technology goes up, family time goes down. Anything like that is a good answer, because that's the main point of this story. All right, hope you're doing well so far. That's all for the lecture work, the lecture and the work, the homework this week. Now, I gave you the homework already on page 142. G, number 1, 2 examples of how, 2 ideas of how he changed. Number 2, 2 reasons why he changed. Now, the other homework in chapter 11 is D, dictionary skills, E, grammar, word forms. And F, F is vocabulary, and also I, the fill in the blanks, the closed quiz. So again, from chapter 11, I want you to do D, E, F, and I. We will review all of that together in next week's video lecture. How'd we do? I'm hoping you're doing well and you understood everything well. Remember to write down the final exam time and day in your calendar. Get your work done, send me your written homework, and send me it all in an email, the written homework, and tell me that you've done the listening lab and you've also done all the work in the green book. Please email me by 9 o'clock a.m. Thursday morning. Earlier is better. Get your work done. All right, good work everyone. Have a great week. Bye-bye.